This is an instructional video for version 2 of the iShoot 3D archery application. We've made some significant updates in this version, and I'm going to go through a few of those now. The first, we've allowed the expansion of your shooting record, so you'll be able to see the score at each target. We've allowed the ability to delete individual shoots. You can now look up targets from the home page, as you can see from this home page. We've added a note section at the bottom of each target, so you can type in what type of target, any notes that are special to that individual target, etc. We've allowed the ability to zoom in on targets. I've added scoring rings and shading on each of the targets for both IBO and ASA. And we've allowed the interface to the phones where you can now use the back button. So I'm going to quickly go through a mock shoot and show you some of the new features. So the target lookup from the home page, simply press that button. You can see you can now go in and look at targets. I'll show you the zoom feature as well. You can see here that we have score shading. There's some transparency on the target, so you can see behind, the scoring ring. It's not just dark. And I'll zoom in here for you and show you some of that. When I say transparency, you can kind of see through the target. Also showed you there the zoom functionality, so you can really zoom in on the scoring area. Okay, zooming back out, and you can close out of that screen and go back to the home page. Okay, also have the standard IBO and ASA scoring rules. You can look at your shooting records, and then you can start a new shoot. Start a new shoot, simply press that. So now today, we've also, for version 2, we have an event date. So if you want to enter some historical records, you can go in there and change the date. It just defaults to the current date. So I'm going to enter some information just to go through this. Just do that. We're just going to have a couple targets here as an example. Enter the scoring scheme as before. And you notice I'm hitting this little down arrow here to move down the screen. Okay, and if there were bonus scores, then you would use those. We allow up to five scoring. You'll always enter 0. You always need to have a value in each of the fields. So if there's only, for instance, in IBO, there's usually 3 scores, and then you would enter 0 for the 4th, 0 for the 5th. You should always enter a 0 for a miss, and then again there's the bonus score category if there's a steal challenge or any other bonus used during the shoot. Press continue. Focus in here. So here's target 1 of 2. The scoring scheme was brought forward. And here's the shot note that I was talking about. So let's say your first target, you got a 10, and you wanted to enter some information. It was maybe a deer target. Okay, you can enter that. And then you see this little icon down here to close the keyboard. That's to get rid of the keyboard, so you press that. So you got a 10 on a deer target. Save and next. And again, you got the target lookup you can use during your shoot. So your next target, you got an 8. Maybe that was a bear target. Close the keyboard. Save and next. Okay, so here's your shooting record. Here's the shoot that I just entered. Now to expand, it's kind of hard to see on this. I'm gonna fix the focus here. Okay, you can see here's the score I just did. Now you can press on the name and it'll expand your scoring records. You can see your 521 shoot. There were 2 targets. You got a 10 on your first, an 8 on your second, and then any notes you want to add. Okay, that's the expanding of your shooting record. And then also you can see over here on the right hand side you can delete shoots. So for instance, if I wanted to get rid of this shoot, it'll ask you delete this record. Okay. There you go. Now it's deleted. So I went through some of the significant updates for version 2. Feel that it's definitely, we've taken customer feedback and made many improvements, and we'll continue to do so in the future. Thank you very much for your time.